Okay, you guys, this is an emergency episode. I was not planning on recording tonight. It is currently Friday night, June 14th, and I'm honestly probably just going to not even edit this and just throw this episode up tonight. Because this is like an emergency Gaylor episode because I was just on TikTok and I witnessed what was going on at the Liverpool Eras tour tonight, and I was like, holy shit, like I'm at my boiling point. Like I need to get on here because honestly for the past like couple weeks, like since the start of June, like really since the beginning of Pride Month, I every day have been like, ooh, like there's some new Gaylor developments. Like I need to do like a Gaylor State of the Union podcast. Just because that's kind of my domain. Like that's kind of my like that's my like original special interest. Like really I became a Taylor Swift fan through the Gaylor pipeline. And so I've just been meaning to do an episode for a long time, especially since there's like new stuff happening the past couple weeks. But today, this is an emergency Gaylor State of the Union, an emergency Gaylor State of the Union. Basically, at the Liverpool show tonight, sorry, I'm Googling something real quick. This episode is going to be so janky because I did not prepare and I don't have any notes. And we're just fully winging it. But, okay, so on the guitar for the surprise songs tonight, she played a mashup of This Is What You Came For, like the Calvin Harris and Rihanna song, which Taylor Swift was a writer on. And there is a camp of people who think that she was supposed to be the feature on that song. I don't know if I'm in that camp. I'm not sure if I have strong feelings, but that's a theory, you know? And she mashed that up with Gold Rush, like famously a gay song. And there's other mashups we have to go back to. The other one that happened, I think this was last week, I can't remember. One that I was on Twitter and I saw and I was like, this genuinely seems like something that, like the joke is always like, this seems like something a Gaylor made up. But when she did the mashup of It's Nice to Have a Friend and Dorothea on the guitar, that was genuinely like something a Gaylor made up. Because if you're unfamiliar with the lore, I'm not going to get too deep into like the how and why of all this stuff, because if you don't get it, I just genuinely can't explain it to you. But if you're here to rock with me with some surface level information, because I'm willing to get you caught up. I'm just not willing to, if you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm really sorry. Maybe I'll do a Q&A. If you have any clarifying questions you need me to answer about like deep, like any sort of like Gaylor lore, let me know, like basics, but we're not doing basics tonight. Okay. This is advanced. This is not 101. This is what's ever after 101. 102. I don't know. This is actually like kind of doctorate level, if we're being honest with you. Like, I think this is at least a graduate program. Like, please simmer down. You know, we're serious. This isn't kid stuff. Okay. This is real. This is real. This is really important stuff. So basically, okay. So back to It's Nice to Have a Friend and Dorothea. Dorothea is like obviously a song about a woman. Dorothea, like people like to, there's a lens through which that song can be platonic, but it's really not when you listen to it. And then It's Nice to Have a Friend. That's self-explanatory from Lover. That's the first time she's played that song. She's never played It's Nice to Have a Friend before live. And then, of course, there's just a very common Gaylor hashtag on Tumblr before all of the Gaylor hashtags got scrubbed, RIP. But there was a really common Gaylor tag was Friend of Dorothea, like a nod to Friend of Dorothy, the queer flagging Friend of Dorothy. And like for her to mash up It's Nice to Have a Friend and Dorothea is like kind of insane. Like that is like she that to me is like pretty irrefutable evidence, but I know I'm delusional, but like I honestly am like, why would she do that? Like, unless she is like been on TikTok and saw that hashtag. Like, that is like in the song when she was mashing it up, she's saying it's nice to have a Dorothea. Like, that's how she mashed up the words. And it's kind of irrefutable evidence, IMO. And then as a standalone thing, like, sure, whatever, tonight for her to sing This Is What You Came For, a song that uses she, her pronouns, and Gold Rush, just kind of like a very, like, I refuse to believe that song is not about a female muse. Like, who would ever look at a man and wonder, what would it be like to grow up that beautiful? With your hair falling into place like dominoes. Like, that's gay. Then the other thing about that is the Calvin Harris beard tweets. Like, I'll pull these up because I kind of feel like you might not be aware of them, and I really need you to be. From the Grammys, whatever year that she and Calvin dated. Sorry, I've got it right here. I have to pull up a reference for this because I'm not going to quote it correctly. This is from 2016. A set of tweets from Calvin Harris. It says, the first tweet, "Last year I grew a big old beard in order to be taken seriously by the Grammys as a producer. Last year I grew a big old beard in order to be taken seriously." Interesting. "It worked to an extent. My Producer of the Year nomination came through, and I was happy the beard was performing as well as I had hoped." Oh my God. Every time I read these tweets, I'm like, holy shit, did he actually tweet this? The second tweet. "But unfortunately, this weekend, I learned that even a new beard has its limitations. On Sunday, I lost out to the incredible Greg Kirsten. A big old beard can only take you so far. An important lesson learned that I'm happy to pass forward to all of you good people." That is, okay, so like basically he's, in this set of tweets, the beard he's referring to, people are theorizing, is Taylor Swift, because they dated. That was famously kind of thought of as a PR relationship. Like, Taylor Swift gets accused of bearding for all of these men kind of during that time. Like, it's just so, you know? The final tweet, okay, in the set of 3 tweets reads, "Now my beard is gone. The experiment completed, and I can move forward with 2018. God bless and thank you for your support." So maybe this was from 2017. These tweets were from Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris dated from 2015 to 2016. These tweets happened sometime after 2016 and before 2018. Okay, clear as mud? Thought so. For Taylor Swift to sing that tonight in Liverpool, which I believe is where Calvin Harris is from, if not, then he's at least, I think, like a very well-known Liverpool fan, like of soccer or football. Sorry, footy. Okay, then yesterday, day 1 in Liverpool, which was the 100th show of the Eras tour yesterday. The mashup on the piano was Cornelia Street and Maroon, which I cannot believe she sang those 2 songs together, because it's very common discourse in the Gaylor circles that Cornelia Street and Maroon are about the same situation, the same relationship, and they're kind of telling the same story. Like, Cornelia Street is kind of like these people living together and then falling in love. And then Maroon, it's like, oh, I'm laughing with my feet in your lap like you were my closest friend. Like, I don't know, like they're both very, it's commonly thought of in like the Taylor Swift circles that I'm in online that like those 2 songs are very, I think it's what the streets are saying. I think both people are of the belief that those songs are about Carly, which I don't know. Fuck Carly Kloss and her Zionist ass husband. Like, fuck those two. Fuck those two. But I think those two songs, like that, it is a commonly held belief that those two songs are Carly songs. And interesting that they would be mashed up together amongst all this other gay shit that's been going on these past couple weeks. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm on the Gaylor sub right now just to get my memory jogged. On June 13th, she played Nice to Have a Friend and Dorothea. And then on the piano for the surprise songs, she did Haunted and Exile. And like echoing the like, I gave so many signs. Like I gave so many signs. Like the queer flagging is actually through the roof. Like I do not think she's going to come out this month. I think if she would, it would be after the Eras Tour is over, after Reputation and Debut, Taylor's version drop. Because I do think the queen gets her bag first and foremost. Second to nothing, not even speaking her truth in her Calvins, okay? But I do, like, the proof is just simply in the pudding these past few weeks. I had kind of been like, I was kind of like, because my I don't want to say my passion died down, but like the strength of my feelings regarding general Gaylor culture definitely took a downturn like at the end of last summer. There was like a lot of like, it wasn't fun anymore. There was like all this like academic arguing, and like that New York Times article came out, and I was just like, that was the one that had like the quote unquote source of like the person who was like supposedly close to Taylor, who was like refuting the Gaylor. I don't know. I didn't like the discourse around that article. It wasn't like fun, tee-hee clowning, like let's make fun of Taylor Swift, like fun stuff. Like it was not make fun of her. I'm not making fun of Taylor Swift because I think she's gay. I like the lighthearted side of this, like the fun, like let's get together and laugh about how she drapes everything around her in the colors of the lesbian flag. Like, I really was not into the conversations. I was just exhausted. I had Gaylor fatigue, okay, like last year. And then Tortured Poets came out, and that kind of overshadowed everything. And now I will say that like I am back full force. I'm like, I remember why. It's days like today that make me remember why I became a Gaylor in the first place. And here's what I'll say, okay? Here's what I'll say. And this is, you can put this on the record. I do feel somewhere deep down inside of me that Taylor Swift will come out at some point, whether that's in a year or in 5 years or in 10 years or whatever. And when she does, I'm going to say I told you so. And I'm also going to make sure that everyone knows that I knew first. Because here's what's going to happen when Taylor Swift comes out, right? There's going to be a bunch of people who say, oh my God, like I knew it. I never wanted to say anything. Like I just never wanted to say it, but like I always knew it. And I'm going to be like, okay, like I was saying it. Like I was saying it with my chest. You can't sit there and say, I knew it, I just didn't say anything. Okay. I know. And I'm actually making an entire emergency State of the Union podcast about it. And I've been slurping on that Gaylor juice since God knows when at this point. And I need people to know that I told them so. I hate to say it, I told you so. Okay, let's scroll through this Reddit a little bit more because I know there's other stuff that's happened. There's like she debuted when she got back on the tour in May. She wore a new Lover bodysuit that was the lesbian flag. Like it just is. Look it up. I feel in my heart of hearts that if you Google Taylor Swift lesbian bodysuit, it will come right up. It'll probably be the first search result. And then it was gone for a while. It was gone for like a couple weeks. And then it came back during Pride Month. Yeah. Last night, I think, or today. It came back either... Yeah, I think that bodysuit came back tonight. So I'm getting to... I like speculating about fashion and what our fashion choices mean. Like, that's very fun to me. Like, I am an avid enjoyer of the Taylor Swift styled Instagram account. I have like, what I would say is that I have an academic interest in Taylor Swift's fashion choices. The Sarah is the name of the lady who runs that Instagram account, and she is like a freaking scholar of things Taylor Swift wears, and it is so fun to like see all of the Easter eggs. Like, that is just like good, clean fun that I love. Like, I love like Easter eggs in fashion, and like she does flag a lot in her fashion, and I think that part, like, I think that's fun. So I am like a lover bodysuit truther. I really am. The other thing that happened that I also forgot about because I kind of thought nothing of it, but it is just another piece of the conversation that people are like clowning about on like Gaylor TikTok and stuff is, I can't remember, maybe Scotland? I can't remember what country it was, but it was one of the, like all of those European countries, all of the shows are happening in like full daylight because the sun sets so freaking late up there. So during the folklore set, she saw, like from the stage, she saw out into the crowd and saw these two women getting engaged. And she like specifically like was looking for them and like called them out, and was like, oh, like one thing I love about doing this show in the daylight is that I get to see you guys. Like, I think I just saw you guys, some people get engaged, and then she like picked them out of the crowd, and like it was cute. It was cute, and yeah, that's the other kind of thing that's been happening. Fuck, what else was going on? Like, I want to see what all the surprise songs, Taylor Swift, June surprise songs. Because there's been a lot of mashups. Gold Rush is just like such a gay song. Like, it's crazy that she did that. Okay, Variety.com. Every surprise song she's played so far, God bless. It's tough work, but someone's got to do it. June 2nd, The Prophecy / Long Story Short, and then 15, You're on Your Own, Kid. June 3rd, also in Lyon, France. Glitch and Everything Has Changed, and so Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. I am so mad that she played Glitch and I wasn't there. I am a number one Glitch truther, Glitch supremacist. I actually think that is one of my favorite songs she's ever done. Certainly my favorite 3 a.m. track, which I know is an extraordinarily hot take because all of those songs are so good. Like, God, like all of those men. I was thinking the other day, yesterday, I was listening to Hits Different. And I was like, Midnight's is that girl. Like, Midnight's is that album. Like, I actually think that is, like, that's in my top 3 Taylor Swift albums without a reasonable doubt. Is it reason of a doubt or reasonable doubt? It has to be reasonable doubt. Reason of a doubt doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'm getting off track. I love Midnight's. I love Glitch. And I also love Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. And I would have been extra mad if she mashed it up with Cowboy Like Me, because I've heard that mashup on TikTok. And yes, it makes me weepy. Yes, I love it. June 7th in Scotland, Would've, Could've, Should've, and I Know Places. And then 'Tis the Damn Season and Daylight. Scotland, Edinburgh, June 8th. She did The Bolter, Getaway Car combo. And then All of the Girls You Loved Before and Crazier combo. June 9th in Edinburgh, It's Nice to Have a Friend in Dorothea. And then Haunted/Exile. And then tonight was This Is What You Came For. And fuck, I'm getting everything mashed up. This Is What You Came For and Gold Rush. And then on the piano tonight, she did The Great War and... You're Losing Me and The Great War, which I think tells a story, right? You're losing me. I can't find a pulse. My heart won't stop anymore. And then The Great War. You survived the Great War. We're going to pull up some lyrics, okay, and do some lyric analysis, all right? We're doing some lyric analysis. This is the worst podcast episode I've ever done. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Oh my God. I Googled The Great War, and then I was taken aback when they showed me Wikipedia results for an actual war. God, no. God, no. I'm talking about Taylor Swift. The Great War. My knuckles were bruised like violets. Okay? Let's break that down. Violet. Queer flag. Wait, there's something here. There's something about violet. Is violet? Yes. Yes. I'm reading this from University of Washington Queer Botany. Okay, which queer botany, I'm obsessed with this. The sapphic violet. For the violet, its story and importance to the queer community can be traced back to ancient Greece and the poet Sappho from the island of Lesbos. Sappho was renowned for her romantic and erotic poetry, especially those depicting homoerotic desire for women. Blah, blah, blah. We all know that. Da, 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 da. Where is the violet coming into place? Okay. You can read many botanical references painted throughout her work. In a poem about women wearing garlands, communing in a pasture and other places, Sappho writes, quote, many crowns of violets, roses, and crocuses set you together before morn, many scented wreaths around your soft throat, ... You quenched your desire, no holy sight. We left uncovered no grove. Violets as a symbol of sapphic love have appeared in many modern works. The 1927 Broadway play by the captive Edward Bourdet follows two lesbian characters as a romantic gesture. One sends a bouquet of flowers to the other. This play led to such a public uproar that protesters and police shut down the final performance in France. Soon after, the violet was associated with lesbianism and referred to as, quote, the lesbian flower. Florists in the United States experienced a crash in violet sales during this time. Damn, not even violets can escape homophobia. But supporters of the play would wear violets pinned to their lapels. Okay, so, violet, lesbian. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't feel like analyzing these lyrics anymore. I'm switching to You're Losing Me. Okay. And I feel like You're Losing Me and The Great War just like do have, a lot of parallels in terms of theme. I believe that, like if you're going to look at You're Losing Me through like a Gaylor lens, through a queer lens, I'm saying specifically a Gaylor lens because that's specific, like if we're looking at this song through a Gaylor lens, I think the girls are saying that like your is referring to her fan base, but I'm getting back on Reddit because I just know that someone has already analyzed this for me and I'd really appreciate that. You're Losing Me, Gaylor. Okay, yeah, so I'm on a Reddit post right now about someone kind of talking about why they think that You're Losing Me is Taylor Swift writing to her fans through from the perspective of being in the closet. And a comment on this song says, this is a really interesting interpretation. It makes me remember the Dusty Springfield connections people were talking about a few months ago. Do you guys remember that? I remember that because of the cover that she did in 1979. Right before coming out, Springfield did a cover of the song Am I the Same Girl? Knowing now that when she sang and released it, she had been planning on coming out, it seems to me she was saying the lyrics to her fans. So let's look up Am I the Same Girl? And we're going to look at it through the perspective of Dusty Springfield in the closet talking to her fans knowing she was about to come out, okay? Why don't you stop and look me over? Am I the same girl you used to know? Is this the same one? Am I the same girl? Yeah. No, this is the wrong one. Sorry, guys. I was looking at the freaking wrong song. I was looking at the song by Swing Out Sister from 1992. But it definitely is, I believe the one she must have covered is the song by Barbara Acklin. So let's check out those. Why don't you stop and look me over? Am I the same girl you used to know? Oh, it's the same song. It's the same song. It was just another cover I was looking at. Okay. We're here. We're all on the same page. Why don't you stop and look me over? Am I the same girl you used to know? Why don't you stop and think it over? Am I the same girl who knew her soul? I'm the one you want, and I'm the one you need. I'm the one you love, the one you used to meet. Around the corner every day, we would meet and slip away, but we are much too young to love each other this way. Am I the same girl? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Am I the same girl? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Why don't you stop and look me over? Am I the same girl you used to know? Okay. I'm the one you hurt, but I'm the one you need. I'm the one who cried, the one you used to meet, but you're pretending. You don't care, and the fire, it's still there. But we were no longer too young to love each other this way. Am I the same girl? I am. Yes, I am. Okay. Contrasting that with, you're losing me. You say, I don't understand, and I say, I know you don't. We thought a cure would come through in time. Now I fear it won't. Remember looking at this room. We loved it because of the light. Now I just sit in the dark and wonder if it's time. This song, I like this song a lot. I wish it wasn't, I don't like it as a song, but I like it as like a poem, you know? I like the wordsmithing, if you will. Do I throw out everything we built or keep it? I'm getting tired, even for a phoenix, always rising from the ashes, mending all her gashes. You might just have dealt the final blow. Do I throw out everything we built or keep it? I mean, if we're looking at that through the lens of her talking to her fans, like her homophobic fan base or whatever, like, do I throw out like these 17 years of us growing together, like this because a parasocial relationship goes both ways. Like, fans have a parasocial relationship with Taylor Swift, but Taylor Swift has a parasocial relationship with her fans the same way. Do I throw out everything we built or keep it? Right? Do I come out? Do I not come out? I can see that. I'm getting tired, even for a phoenix, always rising from the ashes, mending all her gashes. Stop, you're losing me. Okay, here we go. Second verse. Every morning I glared at you with storms in my eyes. How can you say that you love someone you can't tell is dying? I sent you signals and bit my nails down to the quick. I gave so many signs. So many signs. I sent you signals and bit my nails down to the quick. My face was gray, but you wouldn't admit that we were sick. And the air is thick with loss and indecision. I know my pain is such an imposition. Now you're running down the hallway and you know what they all say. You don't know what you got until it's gone. Okay, yeah. And then we get to the bridge. How long could we be a sad song till we were too far gone to bring back to life? I gave you all my best me's, my endless empathy. All I did was bleed as I tried to be the bravest soldier. I mean, that is so, I can do it with a broken heart. Like, I'm miserable and no one even knows. All I did was bleed as I tried to be the bravest soldier. Like, Taylor Swift does have this complex of almost like martyrdom. Like, what is that? Like, I'm miserable, no one even knows, but I can still do it with a broken heart. Or all I did was bleed as I tried to be the bravest soldier, fighting in only your army front lines. Don't you ignore me. that is some kind of complex that she has. And I'm not judging. I have many a complex, okay? Taylor Swift has fighting on the front lines complex. I wouldn't marry me either, a pathological people pleaser who only wanted you to see her. And I'm fading thinking, do something, babe, say something. Lose something, babe, risk something. Choose something, babe. I got nothing to believe unless you're choosing me. Like, that is almost like, if we're looking at it through the lens we're looking at it, right? Like her talking to herself, maybe even like, do something, babe, say something, lose something, risk something. Like, she's saying that to herself because she does play it super safe. Like, she doesn't want to alienate any of her fans. She is spineless in her tomb of silence a lot of the time when it comes to many things that aren't self-serving, when it comes to most issues. Palestine, when Roe v. Wade got overturned, it was nothing but crickets. But of course, when something affects her, she'll advocate for it, i.e. the Ginny and Georgia tweet, i.e. the Lady Gaga comment on TikTok earlier this week. But other than that, it's mostly spineless in my tomb of silence vibes, right? Do something, babe. Say something. Risk something. Choose something, babe. I got nothing to believe in unless you're choosing me. Unless I'm choosing myself. Unless she's choosing herself. Of course, we could extrapolate to mean coming out of the closet, living as an openly queer person. Okay? I feel like, are we kind of, this is 32 minutes. I kind of feel like we're at the end. We're at the end of things now. This was not supposed to be a full-length episode. This was just me trying to brain vomit, and have a little fun little kiki about some Gaylor stuff, okay? So I will probably be back. I got kind of busy this week. I was a bit under the weather. I wasn't feeling very good. I worked longer hours this week than I normally do. So I just have a lot less time. I am going to be back, hopefully, like, I don't really know. I hopefully be back with an episode on Monday, but I don't know. But maybe midweek next week. I'm kind of off. I want to talk about some media that I've been consuming, though. I watched The Hitman. I want to talk about The Hitman. I've been watching Chernobyl. I want to talk about Chernobyl. I rewatched Love Lies Bleeding. I want to talk about that again because it made me think about it again. I want to talk about music I've been listening to, my repeat summer walking songs because I'm feeling very strongly about them at the moment. Yeah. I need to do a full, real good episode, but I'm going to aim to get that up by mid next week. Okay. I feel like that seems like a reasonable goal. And I'm going to stop this recording and throw it up on to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and whatever. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend. And if anyone has any clarifying Gaylor questions for me, I would be happy to do a follow-up episode, an addendum to this episode. Message me on Instagram, obscurapod on Instagram, and I will talk to you next time. Okay, bye.